What's up, y'all? Bill C. 2018. Today we're going to discuss reference tracks or rough mixes. Generally, if you're mixing a song, a reference track is a song that's in the same genre that you're trying to match as far as the tone, the volume, the intensity, etc. More specifically, you may receive a rough mix with your multi-track, which is the actual song you're mixing, but is the version that they want you to match and improve. If you have a reference track, it doesn't really matter where it goes. So I'll use something like Magic AB as a plugin and drop the file in there. If you have a rough mix, I like to put it in the actual project and line it up so that you can A/B between what you're doing and what you're trying to match at any time. So what we're looking at here is the song Ill Fate by Hollow Ground, which you can get from Cambridge, download it yourself, mix it yourself. The top track here labeled Ruff is their version of it, which is the full song, which is here in gray. Drums are in green, bass is red, guitars are blue, including DI files, direct input, yellow is vocals. So what I would do after importing my rough mix, which in this case is a reference file, is I would line it up with the actual track. So if we zoom this in, let me solo this. So the point here is you want your individual files to match up with the reference mix or the rough mix. To do that, you need to zoom in. In this case, I used the kick. So I moved the reference right next to the kick and zoomed in. So this doesn't look like it's lining up. Like you see the kick doing this, and then this does this, and then this does this, and all this other stuff. But this is the kick interacting with the rest of the song. This is the kick by itself. If we zoom back out, we've got the snare over here. The snare doesn't look like it lines up either. It's doing something totally different from what you see here. But the point is, basically you want to line up the transients and then you want to listen to it to see when it sounds like to you everything's happening at the same time. So if I bring this down in volume and I solo the kick, now we have the kick playing. So if the kick in the individual track is not playing at the same time as the kick in the reference track, it's going to flam. It's going to sound wrong. So what you want to do is you want to bring up the volume of the reference track and you want to keep moving it until to you, it sounds like the kick in your individual track is in the actual track, which is what I already did. So let's listen to this. So, since your whole multi-track since all the files in your multi-track are lined up with each other, once you line up the kick, everything else should line up too. So let's take out the kick and we'll bring in the vocal, which is grouped. That's why they both turn on at the same time. And let's listen to the vocal. So now what you're going to do with this is you're going to unsolo your reference or mute your reference, or you might even make it inactive so it's not playing at all. Now when you're putting your song together, you can hear what you're doing, and then if you want to check it against the Ruff mix / reference, whatever, you can do that and it all lines up and you can tell where you're going. That's reference tracks / Ruff mixes. Bill C, I'm out.